Hello and welcome back to downloadable content, and guess what? I have some exciting U11 news that has dropped earlier today that I want to dissect and go with you and properly set some expectations. So without further ado, let's dive right in. To start things off, let's go over the good and the bad. The good being, next week we're going to get an open beta of U11. Can you guys an actual time we can get our hands on it, our filthy grubby hands on the U11. However, what that does mean is that U11 has been officially delayed and not ready for release, which we are about to go over. What I do appreciate about Vrgaming is that they really don't pull any punches and they're very obvious with their intentions. So for this one here, they're giving a callback to when U8 was released, and it kind of felt half-baked, so they didn't want to step into like another landmine. So they're letting us know that they don't feel comfortable releasing U11 in its current state, and that's okay, because U11 is going to give a lot of changes that we're hoping for. Of course, new magic, but also for the AI, with their different pathing and their different animations, I bet that's kind of holding a lot of things up. But the good thing is there's going to be a lot of play testing, and they decided to do an open beta, which I am super excited for. So it's kind of the best of both worlds, which is what the Baron's going over right here. They're saying this way, hardcore fans who are simply dying to play but also have the sensibility to know that this is a work in progress will fully be expected. Debugginess and other jank can join us by getting into the weeds and providing some constructive feedback in the new systems. So I want to put a pin right there and tell everyone this one. Also, this is for PC VR, so Nomad not just yet. We'll go over that at the end. So if you are going to opt into the U11 beta, know that it's going to be omega jank, like worse than it probably has been in Blade Sorcery if you've played it before. So don't just download the U11 beta just because you want to try it. Understand that there's going to be a lot of stuff in that one that's going to be a little, well, weird. Also know that your U10 mods won't work for the U11 beta until they are updated by the mod authors, but that's just my warning. Don't just dive into the U11 beta just because you want it. Know that there will be a heavy work in progress. So if you're kind of looking to stay on a more well-polished version, they're letting us know right here, just stay on U10 and keep using the mod. So if you're like, hey, I want Outer Rim, I want this stuff to work, just stay on U10 for right now, because it's a beta that they don't know when is going to end. And that's kind of what they're talking about in here. It's kind of a short post, but they're letting us know that at least next week we're going to get our hands on something U11 wise. But they are saying that if you're just missing some mods and want to keep your mods going, stay on U10. Baron also has a little bit of word for us and other Nomad players out there, so let's go over some of that stuff. Baron's saying to the Nomad folk, I know this beta news will be disappointing for you. I added some more Nomad specific news here in this link, which we will follow, which have some information on the long awaited scripting modding. That's good. And jumping back to the PC VR, Baron is going over the specific way to get into the beta, which I'll read aloud to you. So next week, I, the Baron, will post Steam news that will have a code for anyone who wishes to access the beta, along with instructions for how to do this. That news will also have a brief overview of what to expect in the update, so you can know what to test out and so forth. And I'll probably, being the Baron, have a link to some kind of central location so people can post their feedback and they can collect it more effectively. That is pretty much all the news for the U11 and U11 beta. So let's jump in and follow the link and find out what's in store for scripting for Nomad. So this was posted on the Blade and Sorcery subreddit for Nomad players. So let's not pull any punches and dive right into scripting modding. Baron's let you know that we are going to make a full effort to have it included with the full U11 Nomad release. However, I can't guarantee it, because if we learned anything from U11 is that nothing can be set in stone. So what let's just break that down, compartmentalize. The goal is to have scripting release when U11 does officially launch with Nomad, but they're also giving you like kind of a warning here. The only thing I will say to that one, knowing Vrgaming's past, is they do like to under promise and over deliver. So just keep that in mind. I have good faith that scripting will release with U11 for Nomad. But wait, there's more! We haven't mentioned it before in case there was some kind of troubles, and also so it would be a little bit of bonus surprise for us, but on top of scripting modding support for U11 SDK, which is what modders use to make mods, is going to be packed full of sorts of useful new goodies. PC players will also benefit from this as well. The new SDK will have an event linker, allowing modders to easily trigger unique functions for their mods without writing a single line of code. So although we are waiting on full scripting, that does mean custom particles when you kill using an item, a custom sound when you use the unholster, or even play animations that push of a button. And once again, this is for Nomad that also can be used in PC VR. So in other words, it should allow even modders without a lot of coding skills to make more advanced mods. A very simple to understand example of these functions would be a modder could make lightsabers, guns, chainsaws, etc. without the need to use custom scripting. So although we are waiting for like scripting to come to Nomad, this is kind of like a brute force backdoor version that we can get it, which is very impressive. Let's go down a little bit. And they say that will Nomad receive the same update as PC VR? So content-wise, yes, all the spells, new weapons, new mechanics, yada yada. The only thing that Nomad's not going to get is going to be like the better graphics. They want Nomad to be optimized because they're not using a PC. Just know that like the Quest has a very good CPU, but not that good of a GPU, you know, to be comparable to PC VR. So when will the U11 update be and how long will the beta last? So the U11 Nomad update will likely arrive a few weeks after its full release on PC. And when will it be released on PC VR? Well, that's still kind of the question mark. That's really the point of the beta, to get a player feedback, to find out the bugs, and as people start introducing mods and other things, to find out what clashes with each other. When U10 came out, it had something called physics culling that disabled the NPCs from interacting with each other unless the player touched them. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? And that's the whole point of this beta. The in-game mod manager, unfortunately, there's no official answer for this yet. There are too many moving pieces with U11, so it looks like they're going to loop back to that in the future, which is okay. We have a mod to make a mod manager, which is fine. And one of the last ones is, will Citadel come to Nomad? The general answer is that we really want it. And at the moment, Citadel is undergoing optimizations and it's still untested on the Quest 2. So sadly, they cannot say that right now. When it is finished and the optimizations will be tested on the Quest 2, then they will have an answer for it to be done, so they'll know for sure, which is a little unfortunate. I don't want to give my opinion on this one. I know they're working hard on U11, and I know just having the Nomad game on the Quest in and of itself is a big feat. It's just that I would like to see at least that level come in. I understand there's a lot of work in a bunch of different directions, but it would just be nice to have a toned down version of Citadel. I don't know what's going on there. I know the map is big, and even on PC you get some frame drops, but it'd be interesting to kind of see that kind of pushed out sooner rather than later. But that is all I have for you today. The U11 news dropped earlier this afternoon, and I wanted to make sure that I broke it down, make it more digestible. I know you can read this for yourselves, but hey, I'm here as your catalyst of information. But other than that, thank you so much for stopping by. Subscribe, do all that fun YouTube stuff. But other than that, I'm Rob from Downloadable Content, and I will see you in the next video.